This is Hot Mike. Hot Mike. On the networks of WDAY. Here's Dom Izzo.
Welcome back, everybody. Hour 2 on a Tuesday morning, ready to rock and roll. You'll meet two of the baseball standouts from West Fargo, Cheyenne, coming up about a half hour. Mustangs won a 4th state championship in the last 5 years on Saturday with their win over Minot. Also, this past Saturday, the Class B softball title for the 7th time was won by Central Cass. The Squirrels defeated Delax Burlington early Saturday evening at Thurlton Park on the campus of NDSU, wrapping up a dominant year. They did not lose to a Class B school. Their only losses came to Class A teams after losing in the state championship a year ago. They win a 7th state title. One of the standouts from the Squirrels was their sophomore shortstop, Sophie Scherweit, who joins us here on the show this morning. It's great to see you. Congratulations. After the game, the last out's made. What went through your mind after the last out?
It was hard to process at first. I mean, after working so hard the whole season, it was like we finally did it, and we got to go celebrate with my friends. It was really fun, and it was kind of like I was speechless. Like it was amazing.
Now, we saw Coach Koss get the water bath. Were you part of that? I didn't see where you were when that happened.
Yeah, I was standing kind of behind them. I wasn't holding the cooler, but yeah, that was pretty fun. I don't think he was expecting that one.
Okay, so was that planned, or was that a spur of the moment thing from the team?
No, that was more of a spur of the moment. We just kind of grabbed the cooler and ran on over there.
So for people that didn't follow, tell me about last year and the inspiration for this season, to go back to last year's title game and how that the seeds were planted for this year in that game a season ago.
Yeah, last year we were in the championship game. We ended up losing to Kindred. It wasn't exactly what we wanted to happen, but right after that, that summer we did tournaments with that same team, and we've just been working super hard. There's rarely a time where girls don't stay late after practice. We've been just putting in the work to come back for the season for our revenge tour, as the team likes to call it.
Yeah, I know Whitney said that. Your pitcher, Whitney Mitchell, told me that on TV on Thursday. When was it unspoken, Sophie, about last year? Did you guys when the time the season came around in March, did you guys even talk about it, or was it unspoken?
It was kind of like, oh, let's just move on. It's a new year, and we'll just come get this one. It wasn't mentioned a ton, but it's definitely been kind of the fire underneath us to go win this one this year.
I mentioned playing the Class A schools. How much do you think that helped as the season went along, playing the teams above you?
I think that was really good for us to see those super good pitchers from Minot, Dickinson. It was a good thing for us to do, to play that competition, and it helped us to prepare for the tournament, I think.
I know nobody likes to lose, but do you feel that prepared, okay, this is as good as it's going to get with the competition you were facing?
Yeah, it was like, this is the best of the best. Even if we lose to them, we're getting better every one of those games we play. So I think it really helped us to know what to expect in the state tournament, and that we know we've played the best in the state. And yeah, I think that helped.
When did you feel as a team that you guys really had it rolling? Okay, we're starting to click. When did that happen?
It was probably a week or two before the region tournament, or the region tournament week. I think we kind of finally, Coach Goss likes to call it, we like to peak around that time. So I think that was kind of when we reached our peak. Everyone was doing awesome batting. Aspen Preen especially really got going with the bat, and she was getting on base almost every time. So I think that's kind of when it all started.
I was joking with Coach before the tournament. How many games this year did you guys actually play the full game, that it didn't run rule it? How often did that, let me rephrase it. When you actually played a full game, was it nice to do that?
Yeah, it was nice to have those close games too, because that's what's going to happen in the state tournament. You got to be able to play those games too, and not just have the 5-run rule every time. So those were good games to play as well.
So getting to state, obviously now you qualify, you're there. Did you see anything change mentality-wise with the team? Okay, it's a bigger stage. Games are going to be on TV. Did you notice anything different even with yourself or the team when you guys got to Fargo?
I think we all just knew this is our year. We gotta show up. We know we can do it, and we all have to just stay calm and help each other out. We have each other's backs, and I think that was more. We were finally excited that we knew this is kind of our year. We felt confident this year.
Tell me about your weekend. Have you played 3 better games of softball that you personally than what you did this past weekend?
I don't think so. That was a dream come true. I mean, I couldn't have asked for anything better than that. It was super fun to have a weekend like that, especially to go win the state tournament.
So we're watching some highlights here. You made a dynamite play at short, so we showed off some defense. More importantly, you hit your first career home run. Did you know it off the bat when you hit it?
I didn't actually. I had to look, and then I saw my team running out to home. But it felt like I barely hit it. But yeah, that was really cool to be able to do that in a championship game like that. It was really fun.
Had you been waiting on it? Like, okay, I got it. I mean, I got to get one here, or had you been thinking about it consciously, or no?
Well, after I hit that one foul, the inning before, right. I was hoping I would get one, but yeah, I've hit the fence a couple of times this season. Kind of like every time I was like, oh, it's so close. But yeah, I'm glad I finally got it.
To put it all together like the team did, and play the way you guys did, how gratifying is that? Like you mentioned that you wanted to peak, that you guys did that over the 3 days in Fargo.
Yeah, it was so like amazing. Brady Bussey was hitting great. Yeah. Whitney Mitchell pitched like amazing that whole entire weekend. And the whole team, everyone was getting hits. It was just really like satisfying to see it all come together. And I'm just so grateful that we were able to do it.
Tell me what it's like to deal with being, I'll say, the bullies. Everybody knows Central Cass is really good, that you're going to get everybody's best shot. What is that like to be on the team knowing, okay, we're everybody's Super Bowl, basically?
Yeah, this year, Coach Koss talked a lot about pressure as a privilege. And, people are going to want to play their best games against us. So we just have to always be locked in, always playing our best and playing as a team and not letting bad things snowball and having that person that'll kind of reset and just get things going again.
So you're wrapping up your sophomore year. How long has it been a dream of yours to play for the Squirrels? Like, describe how, was softball always the sport?
Yeah, I've kind of played softball for most of my life. I played t-ball, and then 10U, they needed extra girls, so I got to play up when I was a little bit younger. But it's really the people that make it so fun. Like in 14U, we kind of the team that we have now. We went and did a bunch of tournaments in the summer, so we've been playing together for a long time, and it's just so fun to get to do it with my friends.
So playing varsity ball, I mean, was it a step up? Or you've been playing up for a while. What was that challenge like for you?
Yeah, I got to play left field for varsity my 8th grade year. I didn't hit that year, but that was super cool because I got to play with like Tori and Taylor and Katie and all of them. It was super fun. And then last year I played center field, and then this year I got moved into shortstop. Before I played left field 8th grade year, I kind of always played infield. So it was really fun to get back to playing infield, but it was definitely an adjustment to get to varsity, and I'm glad I got to do it early like that so that I'm ready for now my sophomore year being able to play in a state championship game.
Well, they always say the best athlete plays shortstop. Is that accurate?
I don't know. We got plenty of good athletes on our team, but I'm really glad I got to play there this year.
Okay, so now it's been a couple days. What's been the last couple days been like since winning? What have you done to celebrate?
We had a team party kind of thing at the clubhouse in Castleton, and that's kind of how we closed out the year with the whole team. Otherwise, I've just kind of been sitting at home, finally relaxing after the whole season being so busy.
And the crazy part about us, and I mentioned this during our broadcasts, and for people that don't know, you don't have a senior on the team. So everybody's back next year. What is that like knowing, okay, we all did this and we get to do it. We may have a chance to do it all again next year.
Yeah, it's awesome that we know everyone's coming back and we have a chance to, like you said, do it all again. And I hope that we can go get a back-to-back. That'd be super fun. And that would be just amazing to be able to do that with the same team again.
You've lived it. Tell me why, I guess in your mind, why softball has blown up the way it has, especially in Class B where there's more teams we had 2 new teams make state this year, that the level of play is getting better, more girls are doing it. Why do you think that is, in your opinion?
I don't know. I think it's just a fun game to play with like a team and get to go and play some good competition. We have lots of good competition in our region and all throughout North Dakota. I think that more people are probably just getting interested in maybe seeing other people playing and want to come try it out for themselves. But I definitely recommend, because softball is super duper fun and you'll meet some of your best friends playing it.
Okay, so Kindred won the basketball championship. You guys won softball. Is that something you guys keep track of, knowing full well how what Kindred does, what you guys are doing? Is that something that you guys talk about?
A little bit, but yeah, they're definitely one of our rival schools, so it's always fun to play them. It's always such a great game. Everyone's playing their best, and whenever we play Kindred, it's going to be a good one.
Last thing before I let you go, just for people that don't know, like during the season, how early are you up, like hitting or feeling? Like what is the routine for you during the season to get ready on either not a practice day, a game day? Just describe that if you would.
Yeah, I mean, we start open gyms super early, like voluntary open gyms, to kind of get hits in, get fielding work. But we really hit the first 2 weeks of practice pretty hard to get ready for those games. And we go to the tournament down in Dickinson. We have the past couple of years, and we get to see some good competition there to get our bats going and see those good pitchers early in the season, so that we have even more time to get ready for that region tournament and state tournament.
All right, I have a controversial question to end things. Would you be in favor of moving the season a week later so that you guys aren't sharing it with Class A softball and Class A base? This is my personal kick here, Sophie. I want you guys to have your own weekend. Why would you feel? I know you've been out of school for a bit. What if the season went a week late? If you were playing now, this week, how would you guys feel about that?
I think that would almost be better, because I play basketball. So it's like basketball ends 2 weeks later, softball's already starting.
Yeah.
So if we had that extra week, that'd be a little bit longer of a break. And then, like you said, we wouldn't be the same weekend as Class A. So I think that'd almost be a better thing.
So how long do you have? You have basically a week when basketball's done before softball practice starts?
Yeah, we got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's like softball. If we went to the state tournament this year, it would have been even shorter.
Yeah.
But just a short little break in there before we're getting going with softball every single day.
You like playing on turf or grass more? I know you play on turf for all your games, but what do you have a preference?
I would have to say I like turf better, just because you always know where the pop's going to go. Not having to play on dirt, not knowing where it's going to end up.
How much do you think that's an advantage for you and your team, that you have the kind of facility you guys have?
I think that it's really helpful, especially this year, since the tournament was on turf, that we are super comfortable playing on turf, and we get to practice on that every day. So I'm super grateful that we have the facilities that we have.
All right, off season is here. What's the off season consider? Like, do you even touch the bat and glove, or do you like, you know what, it's in the closet, I'm not looking at it for a bit?
This summer we're doing tournaments again with kind of our same team.
Okay.
We're going to Bemidji. We're doing the summer kind of state tournament, and then I think we're doing one more in Fargo. So we'll definitely be getting some work in still this summer.
So do you take a couple days off, or is it right back to the grind?
We actually are supposed to have a summer kind of league game tomorrow, but down in Wahpeton. So not much of a break, but that's all right.
Oh, a couple whole days. Yeah, I got a couple whole days off then, huh? Holy cow. Congratulations on a great weekend. Thanks so much for doing this. Have a great off season, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you.
Sophie Scherweit from Central Cass, their standout sophomore shortstop who had a dominant weekend. We mentioned hit her first home run, had a couple of dynamite plays in the field. She was all over the place and leading the Squirrels to a state championship. We appreciate her time today. That was a heck of a run. Again, 7th title in 11 tries of making it to the championship game. The Squirrels end up coming out on top. Pretty good stuff there. All right, we're due for a break. I think, actually, our next guest, they got here early, so we might be able to get them on now. Let's break. We come back. You'll meet two of the standouts from Cheyenne's state championship baseball team, who won a 4th title in 5 years. Back on Hot Mic on a busy Tuesday. Back after this.